My neighbor got arrested last week. I just found out that she has been breaking federal law every single week for the past 2 years, making an extra $400 a month, and she had absolutely no idea until the arrest. And honestly, you're probably breaking the law too without even knowing it. I'm about to expose 7 side hustles that seem completely innocent, things that millions of people are doing right now thinking it's just a harmless way to make extra cash. But the government? They see it very differently, and some of these can actually land you with serious fines or even jail time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because you're going to want to know if you're accidentally running an illegal operation. Let's get into it. Number 1. The homemade food delivery business. Now this one is blowing up all over social media. People cook food at home and sell it to their neighbors. We're talking about your aunt who makes tamales for $20 a dozen, your neighbor who bakes custom birthday cakes for $50 to $100 each. People advertising homemade meal prep, $10 per meal, DM me to order. Fish plates on Friday, Sunday dinners, dessert boxes. People are making $1,000 to $3,000 a month just cooking from home. But here's the issue. In almost every state, you're legally required to prepare food for sale in a commercial kitchen that's been inspected by the health department. This is called a cottage food law, and while some states allow certain foods, most have very strict limits. In 2016, a woman in Carrollton, Texas named Dennis Cruz posted on Nextdoor that she was selling homemade tamales to make some extra income. Someone reported her to the city. She received an arrest warrant in the mail and was fined $700. The city said tamales are potentially hazardous food because of the cooked corn and meat. She had no idea she needed a permit. In many states, you can only sell non-potentially hazardous foods. No meat, no dairy-based items, no cream fillings. So those tamales? Illegal. That cheesecake? Illegal. Those meal prep chicken bowls? Definitely illegal. And even in states that do allow cottage food operations, you usually need to register, take a food safety course, label products correctly, and stay under a revenue threshold, usually $25,000 to $50,000 a year. If you're caught selling food without proper permits, health departments can shut you down immediately and fine you $500 to $10,000. And if someone gets food poisoning from your food, you're personally liable. Now, before we get to the next one, and this one is wild because I see people doing this literally every single weekend at parks. If you're finding this valuable, smash that like button. And drop a comment letting me know if you've ever done any of these. Alright, let's keep going. Side hustle. Number 2. The backyard daycare. This next one is super common in family neighborhoods. People running informal daycares out of their homes. You're a stay-at-home parent, you're already watching your own kids, so you tell a few neighbors, hey, I can watch your kids too for $30 a day per kid. Or you're offering before and after school care. You've got 3, 4, maybe 5 kids you're watching regularly, making $400 to $800 a week. The parents trust you, the kids are safe, everyone's happy. But here's what people don't realize. In every single state, if you're caring for children who are not related to you on a regular basis in exchange for payment, you are legally required to be licensed as a child care provider. We're talking background checks, CPR certification, first aid training, home safety inspections, minimum square footage requirements, ratio limits, and in many states, you need actual child care education credits. In 2023, a woman in Leavenworth County, Kansas named Debbie New was convicted of operating a child care facility without a license after her license was revoked due to abuse allegations, but she continued caring for children. She was fined and faces potential jail time. The county attorney said they're cracking down on these cases because of the danger to children. Operating an unlicensed daycare is a criminal offense in most states. If you get reported, Child Protective Services will investigate. You can be fined $500 to $5,000, and in some cases, face misdemeanor charges with potential jail time. If a child gets injured in your care and you're unlicensed, you have zero legal protection. Parents can sue you for everything. Your homeowner's insurance won't cover it because you were operating an illegal business. Side hustle. Number 3. The garage sale that never ends. This one starts completely legal and slowly crosses into illegal territory without people realizing it. I'm talking about people who are running permanent yard sales. That house in your neighborhood that always has stuff out front with prices on it? People doing a garage sale every single weekend selling different items? Here's what's happening. They're going to thrift stores, estate sales, auctions, buying stuff in bulk online, and reselling it like it's a continuous yard sale. Making $500, $1,000, sometimes $2,000 a month. But most cities allow you to have only 2 to 4 garage sales per year without a permit, and each sale can only last 2 to 3 days. These laws exist because garage sales are supposed to be for selling your personal belongings, not running a retail operation. The moment you're buying items specifically to resell them regularly from your home, you're operating a retail business. That means you need a business license, you might need to collect sales tax, and you're probably violating zoning laws because your residential property isn't zoned for commercial activity. Code enforcement can fine you $100 to $500 per day that you're in violation. Some cities require continuous sales to cease immediately, pay back taxes on unreported income, plus thousands in fines. Number 4. The wedding bartender. This one surprises a lot of people because it's so incredibly common. People bartending at private events like weddings, birthday parties, graduation parties, or corporate events without a license. Your friend is getting married, they ask if you can bartend their wedding to save money. They'll pay you $200 for the night. Or maybe you posted saying, experienced bartender available for private parties, $25 per hour plus tips. But in almost every state, if you're serving alcohol to the public, even at a private event where you're being compensated, you are legally required to have an alcohol service license or bartending permit. The reason is liability. If someone gets overserved at that wedding, drives home drunk, and causes an accident, both the event host and the person who served the alcohol can be held legally responsible. This is called dram shop liability. Without proper licensing and certification, you're personally exposed to massive lawsuits. We're talking potentially millions of dollars if someone gets seriously hurt or killed. If authorities find out you're bartending without a license, you can be fined $1,000 to $5,000, and the event can be shut down. In some states, serving alcohol without a license is a criminal misdemeanor. The California ABC Board can shut down your party or wedding and issue fines if bartenders don't have proper permits. Companies are licensed, not individual bartenders, so having a certificate from a training program isn't enough. All right, we've got 2 more, and these last 2 are absolutely wild. One involves something you might be doing with your pets right now. If you're still watching, drop a comment and let me know which shocked you the most. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's keep going. Number 5. The dog walking and pet sitting service. This one surprised me because it seems so innocent. People offering dog walking and pet sitting services in their neighborhoods. Posting in local Facebook groups, telling neighbors, putting up flyers at the dog park. I'll walk your dog for $15 or watch your pets while you're on vacation for $30 a day. You love animals, you're good with pets, easy money. Walking 5 to 10 dogs a week, making $300 to $500 a month. Or a pet sitting on weekends bringing in even more. But in many cities, if you're operating a dog walking or pet sitting business, even part-time or informal, you need a business license and sometimes a specific pet care permit. If you're watching pets in your home, some cities classify that as a commercial kennel, which requires inspections and zoning approval. Beyond licensing, there's liability. If a dog you're walking bites someone, if dogs get into a fight, or if a pet gets injured or dies while in your care, you are personally liable. Without business insurance, which most casual pet sitters don't have, you could be sued for tens of thousands. Your homeowner's or renter's insurance typically doesn't cover business activities. In San Francisco, commercial dog walkers need a permit if walking 4 or more dogs and can face fines up to $500 for violations. In New York City, it's actually illegal to accept money for pet sitting without a kennel license, according to City Health Code. In the UK, a woman operating as Dudley's Luxury Home Boarding was fined £1,000 plus £1,209 in costs for operating without a license in 2024. Number 6. The airport pickup service. Alright, this one is literally what inspired this whole video. I'm talking about driving people to and from the airport for cash. Not Uber, not Lyft, just you, your car, and some people who need a ride. Maybe it's your coworkers, people from your church, or you post it in a local Facebook group saying, "Hey, I'm driving to the airport tomorrow, $30 each way." Or here's an even more common one. You're driving your kids to school every morning and you tell the neighbor, "Hey, I can take your kids too for $50 a week to help with gas money." Seems totally reasonable, right? But here's the thing. The moment you start accepting money for transporting people on a regular basis, the government classifies you as an unlicensed taxi service. You need a for-hire vehicle permit, commercial insurance, sometimes even a commercial driver's license. Your regular car insurance explicitly does not cover you when you're transporting passengers for money. If you get into an accident, insurance can deny the claim entirely. Now you're personally liable for medical bills, vehicle damage, and lawsuits. And if you get pulled over or reported, you can be fined anywhere from $500 to $5,000 depending on your jurisdiction. In some cities, they can impound your vehicle on the spot. Just this year, Miami International Airport has been conducting undercover operations. They've impounded over 102 vehicles and issued citations of $1,010 each to unlicensed drivers picking up passengers. That $50 a week for carpooling might end up costing you thousands. Number 7. The crafts and handmade goods seller. The last one affects probably the most people watching right now. People who make crafts, handmade goods, or products at home and sell them online or at local markets. Candles, soap, jewelry, clothing, wood crafts, artwork. Selling on Etsy, at farmers markets, craft fairs, or to friends through social media, making $500, $1,000, maybe even $3,000 a month. You think it's just a hobby making extra money. But here's where people get into trouble. The moment you start generating income from selling products, you're operating a business, even if you don't think of it that way. And that comes with legal requirements most people ignore. First, you need a business license in most cities. Second, you're required to report that income on your taxes. Third, depending on what you're selling, you might need to collect sales tax. Fourth, certain products require specific permits. If you're selling candles, many places require fire safety testing and proper labeling. Selling soap or cosmetics. The FDA has strict regulations. Selling food items. We already talked about cottage food laws. Selling at public markets or craft fairs without proper licenses. You can be kicked out, fined, and have inventory confiscated. But the biggest issue? Taxes. The IRS requires you to report all income. If you're making sales and not reporting it, that's tax evasion. If the IRS audits you and finds unreported income, you'll owe back taxes plus penalties and interest, which can be 25% to 50% on top. And if they determine you were intentionally hiding income, that's a criminal offense. People have faced jail time for tax evasion on side hustle income. In Florida, Etsy creators who operate without a business license face first-degree misdemeanor charges punishable by up to 1 year in jail and fines up to $1,000. A second offense becomes a third-degree felony, carrying up to 5 years in prison and $5,000 in fines. Number 8. Reselling tickets. Quick bonus 1 before we wrap up. This is super common and most people have no idea it's illegal in certain places. You buy concert tickets, sports tickets, or event tickets, but then you can't go. So you sell them to someone else for what you paid, or maybe a little more. Seems fair, right? But in several states and cities, reselling tickets for more than face value is actually illegal, even if it's just a small markup. States like New York, New Jersey, and others have anti-scalping laws that limit how much above face value you can resell tickets for, usually 10% to 20%. And if you're reselling tickets regularly, even at face value, you might need a ticket reseller license in some jurisdictions. In California, under Penal Code 346, it's a misdemeanor to sell tickets above face value on venue grounds without written permission. New York law prohibits reselling tickets for more than 10% or $5 above face value, whichever is greater. People have been fined hundreds of dollars for selling tickets outside venues or online above legal limits. Ticket companies actively work with law enforcement to prosecute violators. So before you sell those concert tickets on Facebook Marketplace for double what you paid, check your local laws. So there you have it. 8 side hustles that seem completely innocent but are actually illegal. or operating in risky legal territory. Look, I'm not here to judge. Most people doing these things have no idea they're breaking any laws. But the reality is, ignorance isn't a defense. If you get caught, you'll be on the hook for fines, back taxes, and potentially criminal charges. If you want to run a legitimate side hustle, do your research. Check what licenses and permits you need. Get proper insurance. Report your income. It might seem like extra steps, but it's way better than getting hit with thousands of dollars in fines or worse. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment and let me know if you've been doing any of these or if you know someone who is. Share this video with anyone who needs to see it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.